What's up, everybody? I am doing part time physio and part time sales. Cash flow is not the greatest, but high equity in a property in South Australia. And I'm going to be showing you how I use Gemini to start to plan how I want to potentially and most definitely get my second property with my equity in a rural place called Port Augusta in South Australia. So this is definitely not advice, but this is what I'm going to be doing for my research analysis. One, because I don't have any money to get a buyer's agent, and also this took me 30 minutes to figure it out. But essentially, I told Gemini that can this be done? Can I use my equity, which like all I need to do is have around 100K to pull out of to get the 20% deposit to not pay for lender's mortgage insurance and potentially get a property in Port Augusta, which is 3 hours north of South Australia, and get it positively geared. And the reason why I want to go there is, in a nutshell, it positively geared means I can just leave. I can just get the property, leave it there as long as I'm hitting a 6% rental yield. So if I'm going for something between 350K and 400K, that is around 70 to 80K deposit, including stamp duty. So that'll be 20K. So between 90 to 100K in total. And that's definitely not my money. It's more just the equity that I've built with my property in Australia. And using that, I can just get a second property in Port Augusta, so long as it's at six around 6% rental yield. So I'll be having to charge at least 450 at a minimum to 550. Who will be paying that? The people that I'll be targeting would be either fly in, fly out miners, corporate people, police officers, teachers, anyone that's reliable to who'd be paying it all the time. If I was super lucky, it would be someone who could get NDIS funding. They charge a lot more, but I wouldn't know how to reach them out. So that's how I would go about that. And I'm just more documenting this because I feel like there's a lot of people out there that are considering this and also either have already done it or still thinking about it. So would love to connect with anyone who is in a situation that has strong equity and thinking about where to deploy. And this strategy is I go into how does this work to get a 5 property portfolio in the next 5 to 10 years. So in the next 2 to 3 years, it'd be potentially like looking like one in Port Augusta, and then for the cash flow being positively geared, wait a year or two to build the equity, and that would be around 45 to 80K with 2 houses. So each house has around 45K each. So it'll be 80K in equity. Use that equity to purchase the third house, and the third house would be in the northern suburbs of Adelaide because there's a higher chance of capital gain, or the equity will go up higher because there's the property in metropolitan Adelaide is way more higher. That would be the third house, and then the play would either be commercial or another high yield. Sorry, a high growth area in South Australia. So, who am I talking to? I'm talking to anyone that is a saver and already has property at the moment. And my situation was I really wanted to pay off my mortgage, make it go down to zero. So psychologically, I just don't have to think about it. But if I go into this, I'll just stay in debt. which in a sense, I guess is a good thing because I just reduced my tax bracket, so I'm not paying heaps of tax. But the thing is, I'm not even earning that much. So the last thing I was going to say in this is um, the next. Let's see what it says. Because I brought this up to my girlfriend, and but it's not a deal breaker. Okay, so yeah. Mm, interesting. Yeah, I find it so cool that Gemini can just do a draft email. When I was doing this, it was asking me to do like a draft email for the real estate agent, which is really, really cool because I can see how this potentially could be so easy in terms of turning into like a cold email strategy or cold email approach because you don't need to spend hours to draft anything up now. Just get Gemini to do it. And it also just got me. It also gave me the prompt to be like, can you even just do the? Don't treat Gemini as your like chatbot. Treat it as your personal assistant, and it will actually search up realestate.com.au and domain, which are the two main websites for real estate listings. So yeah, like if it's not um, if it's not if you don't treat that like a chatbot, you actually treat this as someone that actually helps you. I can see how someone with potential brain rot and lack of focus can thrive on this because, yeah, we're in a age where focus is not doing anyone any wonders. But the biggest question is, can anyone succeed whilst brain rotting? Because that's what I'm trying to achieve.